Olive. All right. Good morning. It's morning over here. Hope this mic works. But yeah, embracing celibacy. I want to read a comment by Mike V. Shout out to Mike V. He says, "I'm glad you're still holding on. I can't help but think, though, that you keep putting yourself through needless angst because you frantically overthink your situation. Shouldn't it suffice simply to say, I'm doing these things because they're what I want, and then get on with it, minus the overthinking? When I was still doing long streaks and becoming acquainted with living unfapped, I saw a video by a Canadian black calisthenics guy who announced, I've decided to be celibate. He listed a few of his reasons and said it would be permanent. I thought if I ever do that, that's how I want to do it. When I was ready, I set aside a month between streaks for intense thought about whether I wanted to go irrevocably permanent or not. Decided to embrace it, and that was it. In the 6 years since, I haven't rethought it once because the decision had been made. I'm not preaching that you must be permanent celibate, but I've tried to bolster your efforts because it was who you said. Because it was you who said, yeah, celibacy for the rest of my life. That's the plan. If so, please realize that the permanence begins in the mind. You must become so comfortable with celibacy that it feels as normal as wearing shoes. The ultimate goal of celibacy is to forget you're celibate." And he's right. He is. I have been kind of overthinking this whole journey, and I equated it also to just being half in with something and not all in. Because, yeah, like if I'm fully celibate, why am I getting urges to go to porn? Why am I getting urges to fap? Why am I getting urges to hook up? And why am I entertaining those urges? But yeah, he's absolutely right. And just in life in general, with going half in with something, like wanting all these goals and dreams, not really putting forth the work, the effort. Like putting forth the work and effort and not achieving them is one thing, but putting like 1 foot in and like 2 foot out. I don't know. Anyways, I replied to that, and he said, "So I gather if you want it, though, there's nobody stopping you but you." During that month that I took to ponder whether I really wanted permanence, I realized how long I'd wanted it before even being aware that I did. I realized that I'd only been trying to have it both ways, but that each time I was between streaks, I was increasingly eager to begin the next one. My conclusion that there was no genuine satisfactory middle path, so the only logical decision was to embrace celibacy. How I realized that men vary and that your experience might differ from mine, but maybe it'll help you start things out. He's true. Like, after every relapse, whether it was through sex, whether it was fapped, has always made me want to start again. Like, no, for me personally, no relapse has ever just felt good. I don't know. I don't relate to people who release, whether it be through sex or fapping, and they feel fine. Like a part of me goes away through every release. And the journey I want to be on, like even before I even heard of NoFap, I was always interested in the monk lifestyle, right? Going deep, like becoming more aware of my surroundings and myself, and being more conscious and working on my spirituality, my fears, my insecurities, my weaknesses, my relationships with myself, with the world, with the universe at large. I've always been interested in that. And I've always, even before NoFap, I was thinking, man, I'm just going to become a monk and I'll just like keep working on myself. How I call myself is, or how I want to be, is like a monk in the modern world, a monk that is in the world of finance and the worldly pleasures, and doesn't necessarily run away from them, but is aware of them, but chooses to not do them. A monk that could be, hypothetically speaking, at a bar. I'd never put myself in a bar, but hypothetically would be in a bar and would just never take a drink, or just like, I don't know. So yeah, celibacy. It's not for everyone, but I do believe every man, or even every person, to be honest, whether it's male or female, should go celibate, at least in streaks, like whether it's a month, a year, just because you learn so much about yourself through embracing those urges to want to bust, want to release. And I will always believe sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies out there. And it is, I don't know what I'm hearing, it is our right as men, as women, as human beings to be on some journey of growth. And NoFap is one journey. Celibacy is one journey. But to always be delving in, always be growing, always be wanting to learn, to grow. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy the present moment and the process. But even with a partner, say hypothetically I had a partner, I would try kareza, which is sex without releasing. I would try like how much of the relationship is based off physical pleasure, and how much of the relationship is based off the mind. The more you stop busting, the more you realize the physical desires of the world and the physical pleasures are just not it. And it's more about the mind. It's more about delving into the mind and the self. And all these tools are tools to learn more about yourself. Tools such as semen retention, celibacy, NoFap, which are basically all the same. Tools of getting rid of porn, which is another blockage in the mind to, because as men, I mean, myself, I spent so much of my energy, and I still kind of do, focused on sex, focused on women. It just took up so much time and energy. And then I would focus too much on wasted time, social media, Netflix. Like, I've done so much better throughout the years of not being focused on social media, and I haven't really been on it. I'll go on maybe like once a year for a few days, and then I'll deactivate it again, and there won't be urges. Like, I used to be on it every single day, and I couldn't stop myself. That's an addiction. I had a social media addiction, and now it's like, I don't have an addiction anymore, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for overcoming lust and porn. And yes, there are urges. And yes, I'm kind of not fully out of it because I'm still getting urges. And I do have to draw that line of like, I am not going back to fully embrace it, because there are days where I doubt myself and my old self wants to just show up. And I don't know, I just want to be all in with a new lifestyle, of a healthy lifestyle that just, I eat real foods, I move my body through various ways, I'm mobile, I'm flexible, strong, I spend less time on screens, more time on books. I was reading. I know this is all over the place. I hope this is picking it up. Last time it didn't pick it up, and I was just like, damn, it didn't pick it up. But I was reading Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a week. And I was just looking up how many books a year do successful people read. And billionaires and millionaires and just successful people in general read a lot, because they want to keep growing. They want to keep expanding their minds and grow. Anyways, that's it for today. Yeah, life's good. Can't complain, but I'm not satisfied. And there's just always so much more work to do. But celibacy, I've always felt called to do it. I've always felt like lust and porn just takes up so much of my life, and energy itself. Just thinking about it also. The physical act of not fapping and not watching is one thing, but thinking about it takes energy as well. And we don't focus that much on this journey about the thoughts. Thoughts are powerful. Thoughts are just as powerful as the action itself. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But hope everyone has a great day, and I'll catch you all later. Let's get it.